My sister Emily married the village chief's son for a chance to eat meat regularly, while I wed the poor educated youth Ryan who came to our village. On her wedding day, Ethan ran off to start a business and never returned. I followed Ryan back to the city when he got into university, becoming the envied Mrs. Johnson. Emily lived as a grass widow until caught with another man. The chief drove her home, where our dignity-obsessed father beat her and disowned her. Years later during Spring Festival, Emily stopped my car begging to come home, then grabbed the steering wheel and sent us both plunging off a cliff. When I opened my eyes again, Emily was rolling on the ground demanding to swap grooms. I knew she'd also been reborn. Pity she didn't realize being Mrs. Johnson wasn't all roses. I immediately signed up for college entrance exams this time. I'd study like my life depended on it. The chief already accepted the betrothal gifts. How can I face anyone if you back out now? Father roared. When matchmakers proposed the chief's son, Emily had jumped at it. Everyone knew the chief's family ate eggs daily and meat every few days while others barely had monthly meat. Let Sophia marry him. I want Ryan. Emily threw herself on the ground like our childhood fights over clothes and snacks. Mother rushed to cradle her. You'll catch cold. She shot me a glance before telling father. Emily's right. The chief never specified which daughter. With the chief's betrothal gifts including a cow and grain, father couldn't bear losing this alliance. Sophia, he commanded with patriarchal authority. I'll obey. I answered meekly, already calculating 100 days until summer college exams. Last year's winter exams saw all village youths fail. But this summer's would be properly organized. Father arranged my meeting with Ryan that same day, wanting us to follow the policy of villagers marrying educated youths to stabilize rural development. Originally meant for Emily. She'd refused the hard labor. Emily smirked. The chief's household is comfortable. Such good fortune for you. To prevent changes, father visited the educated youth brigade that night to arrange our wedding in 3 days. On Emily's wedding day, I attended the feast at the brigade quarters and saw Ryan again. Memories flooded back, my previous life married to him. Doing farm work he couldn't manage. Earning work points while he studied. I'd labored under scorching sun and bitter cold. Hands scarred. Shoulders bleeding through shirts. The meager rations of coarse grains and vegetables went to him while I survived on corn porridge. After returning to the city, he claimed to need dormitory living for studies, rarely visiting. His parents treated me like a servant until I took odd jobs to earn respect. When I finally visited his campus, I found him holding hands with the girl from his book photo. Dearest Emily, I wonder how you'll handle this life. At the reception, Mother told me to keep Emily company. She sat in a rented shack barely fitting a bed and wardrobe. Roof leaking during rains. Outhouse 15 minutes away. Last life's memories surfaced, catching rainwater in bowls while city-bred Ryan refused to fix the roof or let me ask help. Emily wrinkled her nose at the cramped room. Her own bedroom back home was far more spacious. Yet spotting the bookshelf by the bed, her lips curled into a triumphant smirk. Sophia, you'll rot in these hills forever while I become a city girl living the high life. I pretended not to understand. Sis, is Ryan moving back to the city? I haven't heard about any policy changes. Her superiority complex swelled at my apparent ignorance. What would you know? College entrance exams are restarting soon. Once he passes, we'll have a big house and car in the city. How wonderful. I'm so envious. Could Ryan really get into college? I smiled secretly as she slammed the flimsy door. On my wedding day, traditional dowry items paraded through our yard, courtesy of the village chief. Not my family. 10 banquet tables overflowed with actual hot dishes instead of the usual nuts and melon seeds. My parents distributed red, dyed eggs to every household. Their compliments inflating father's ego like a balloon. Surrounded by the wedding procession, I finally faced Ethan's stern features. He and Ryan were opposites, where Ryan appeared bookish and average-built. Ethan towered with sun-bronzed, chiseled features and muscles that could probably crush me with one punch. I shivered remembering how he'd once beaten a rabid German shepherd to death. We mechanically drank the ceremonial wine. Kissed the bride. Ethan. Lucky man with such a pretty wife. My cheeks burned until Ethan's murderous glare cleared the room. Nobody dared mess with the most feared man in the village. I want to leave this place. Start a business. Will you come? His obsidian eyes pinned me. Ethan never wanted marriage. Since seeing scrap metal traders visit our village, he dreamed of escaping. His parents panicked, that's capitalist speculation. Leave and you're dead to us. In our isolated mountains, farming was the only respectable life. As their only son, they'd locked him up and rushed to arrange this marriage trap. I knew he'd bolt tomorrow if I refused. No. Why abandon my pampered life? His jaw clenched as he turned to leave. Wait. He paused but kept walking. I grabbed his sleeve. I'll support your business. But I'm staying to study for college entrance exams. After I get in, I'll join you. Last life. I'd seen him in the southern city, limousines, department stores, mayors bowing to some economic pioneer title. Ethan froze. Starlight flickering in his dark eyes. He sat beside me, close enough that his soap scent filled my lungs. I'll earn your tuition, he rumbled, voice softening. The red candles burned through the night. 3 days later, I nearly cheered when he finally prepared to leave. Money's in the jar. Study hard. Write me. Ethan packed light, leaving all his ration coupons and cash. He even secured high school textbooks from the local school. Steel cable arms crushed me in farewell. Go before your parents catch you. I pushed him away, urging, hurry up. My back's killing me. After sending Ethan off, I returned to the mayor's house in tears, claiming he'd abandoned me. Our Smith family failed you. Dear girl. Father Smith stormed back to his room while Mother Smith comforted me tearfully. From that day, they treated me like gold. When I mentioned wanting to study, they spoiled me with sesame flatbreads, triple delight dumplings, pork stuffed buns, and braised pork daily. Mother Smith even shared her malted milk powder. This'll strengthen you. That tiny $40 can cost nearly our annual income. In my past life, I'd only bought such luxuries as gifts after moving to the city. When villagers headed to the fields, Mayor Smith confiscated my sickle, assigning me to the tool shed. Managing farm equipment became my new job. Villagers checked out tools each morning, returning them after work. This coveted position meant shade and light work. After quick training, I took over. Emily whispered. The mayor bribed them with 2 cartons of Lucky Strikes for this post. She added, even without your husband around, your in-laws treat you right. Don't do anything rash. I thanked her, knowing village gossip spread faster than wildfire, especially about newlyweds separated so soon. After distributing tools, I cracked open my high school textbooks. Last life. Ryan constantly mocked my education despite me earning GED through night classes. Turned out no amount of studying could compete with his precious first love. Now I learn for myself to get into college and stand on my own feet. Let's see how well you study after farm work without me handling chores. Ryan. Emily's shriek startled me. Why don't I get gloves? Seeing me behind the counter, her eyes bulged. She'd held this job previously but lost it through laziness. Give me 2 new pairs. All gone. Early birds got supplies. She showed up at 9 a.m. expecting leftovers. Ungrateful wretch. You stole my good life. She glared at my new dress and relaxed posture. Her current diet of cornbread and porridge contrasted sharply with Ryan's useless book smarts while she did all chores. I shrugged. You chose Ryan. Regrets? I'm not some gold digger like you. Ryan's brilliant, no regrets. Her performance drew applause from Aunt Wang, the respected widow supporting 5 children alone. As villagers praised Emily's noble poverty, I thumbed up. You're so skilled. Who needs gloves? Dragged away by Aunt Wang, Emily sneered about prissy glove wearers. Locking up. I tackled algebra while picking split ends. That afternoon, Emily's hands got shredded cutting sickle grass without protection. Decades of farm work gave Aunt Wang leathery palms, Emily's chicken-feeding hands stood no chance. Next day, rumors swirled about Ethan ditching me. Pitying and scornful eyes followed me to work. Emily's clique staged loud chats. Some country bumpkins think they're phoenixes, Lee Shally. Hoot cried for days after Ethan asked who are you? When she gifted him clothes. Sneered, can't even keep her man. Dresses up to seduce others now. Emily's wife saw every woman as a threat to her marriage. Sophia couldn't stand it anymore and slammed the window shut. That gossipy hag never stops running her mouth. She muttered. I handed her one of Mom's pork buns. Don't let her get to you. I don't care anyway. Sophia initially refused but started nibbling gratefully when I shoved it into her mouth. Lily and Emily's wife stomped away fuming when they smelled the food. Though I kept my expression neutral. After work, I went to the educated youth dorm for math help. The room fell silent when I entered. All eyes shifting to Ryan. They'd expected me to marry him after all those times I'd brought him supplies. Ryan sneered. Shouldn't you be chasing richer prospects now? I thought you were different from these country bumpkins. Apparently Emily had told everyone I was throwing myself at Ethan. Team leader Jason awkwardly intervened, looking for your sister. Sophia? No. I need help with these problems. Jason initially gave half-hearted explanations until I pointed out specific calculation steps. His eyes lit up realizing I was serious about studying. He lent me his college prep materials and past exam papers. Keep at it. Sophia. There's a whole world beyond this village. For weeks I brought Jason homemade flatbread and buns during study sessions. With 60 days until college entrance exams. Everything changed when Emily answered the dorm door. Sophia. Have you no shame chasing men? She spat. We study in groups with female members present. I countered calmly. You? Taking exams? A high school dropout? She snatched my textbooks, tearing pages like they were contraband. Ryan's arrival made her hurl shredded paper at him. I pinched my thigh hard, tearfully telling Jason, my sister says I'm being improper. I won't bother you again. The sight of my floral dress fluttering as I ran off made Ryan uncharacteristically lash out at Emily. Rumors spread like wildfire. My in-laws hinted I should stop studying. But the female-educated youth started secretly delivering Jason's duplicated notes. When my parents summoned me home 30 days before exams, I found Emily and Ryan waiting with my furious father. I had just finished unpacking the 2 peach shortbread cookies I brought when Dad snorted coldly. Ungrateful girl. Kneel down right now. What did I even do? I stood stubbornly by the door instead of obeying like before. You've made me the laughingstock of the village. Running off to the educated youth dorm every day while your husband's away. Your sister tried to talk sense into you. But you turned her against her own man. And now you're seducing your own brother-in-law? He hurled his teacup at me. Shards cut my leg, burning like fire. I laughed bitterly. You're the one who made me marry into the mayor's family to keep the dowry. Dad. Now you're acting like I got the better deal? He waved me off, settling into his chair as if I hadn't spoken. You've got it good now. Should be helping your sister more. Wearing new clothes every day but never sharing. Giving meat to those eggheads instead of your own parents. Where's your family loyalty? Emily chimed in from the corner. Little sis is so fancy now. Wearing cold cream and silver bracelets. Things I've never even touched. Mom immediately started patting me down. She stripped off my bracelet. Confiscated my hand cream and moisturizer. Handing everything to Emily. Thanks, Mom. Emily beamed. Cramming the items into her pockets while slipping the bracelet onto her wrist. Though I knew Mom favored her. This blatant theft still shocked me. Tears spilled despite my efforts, the kind that only fall when someone witnesses your pain. Last life. When I married Ryan and starved. They begrudged me every visit. Emily accidentally dropped bread and dirt when sharing leftovers. Now that she's Ryan's wife. She raids the pantry weekly while they roll out the red carpet. Turning to leave. Emily grabbed my arm. Sophia. Who gave you this bracelet? Not your vanished husband surely. Some secret lover? Ryan opened his mouth but stayed silent. My tear-swollen eyes ruined any intimidating glare. I didn't steal it. Stop gloating over stolen goods. Who'd believe that? But I get it, lonely wives need company. She twirled the bracelet smugly. Once my husband gets into college, I'll have 10 of these. Mom slapped me hard enough to snap my head sideways. Shameless hussy. Stealing men. Clutching my stinging cheek, I stared at their twisted faces. You only have one daughter now. Her hand reared back for another strike when warm arms enveloped me. Ethan's travel, dusty shirt muffled my sobs. Pain stays quiet until comfort arrives. Don't cry, sweetheart, he murmured, wiping my tears with calloused thumbs. Your eyes will swell. My parents instantly transformed. Son-in-law. Had we known you were visiting, Ethan turned away coldly. You disowned my wife. That makes me nobody's son-in-law. Before leaving, he faced Emily. My wife's bracelet. Now. Her face burned crimson as she surrendered it. Ethan knelt to fasten it back on my wrist. His own eyes bloodshot from rushed travels. Pretty even when crying. He teased gently. But let's save the tears for our reunion dinner. Hand in hand, we walked out of the Smith family's courtyard without looking back. They chased to the door as my father stomped his feet anxiously. Blaming Emily and Mom, this is all your fault for running your mouths. Ethan carried me to bed and tried cheering me up by showing off the gifts he'd brought: hair accessories, dresses, milk candies, and foreign biscuits. When I finally giggled, he hugged me tightly, murmuring how much he'd missed me. Ethan. It's broad daylight. I protested as his hands started wandering, pushing against his solid frame unsuccessfully. We ended up eating dinner at midnight after establishing strict rules: no distractions for the next month while I prepared for college entrance exams. Ethan distributed gifts throughout the neighborhood upon his return. Everyone knew he'd made good money abroad, with some begging to join him next time. The rumors about my family drama died quickly once people realized even Emily would lie. While Emily seethed with jealousy remembering how Ethan never returned during her previous marriage to him in another life, the current reality differed. This time, Ethan regularly wrote home and sent gifts, convincing his father the venture was safe. He took over my chores. Our in-laws delivered quiet meals to my study nook. And even the chickens got slaughtered to ensure silence. The village split between those rooting for my success and skeptics betting on Ryan. Emily's paranoia made Ryan's life miserable, forbidden from speaking to women after farm work. Constantly accused of lingering feelings between us. When I asked Ethan if he truly believed I could pass the exams, he simply said, "I'll support whatever path you choose." 2 days before testing, he wanted to accompany me to the city testing center but left to handle urgent business after I insisted. "Having you there won't answer the questions for me." Outside the exam hall, Emily appeared with mung bean soup. "Drink this, Sophia. Wouldn't want you fainting from heat." Dozens of examinees sipped identical soups from nearby vendors. The June humidity soaked through clothes by dawn. "Thanks, sis." I entered the gates, leaving her to wait with Ryan. Emerging smiling after the exam, I found Emily gaping. "Everything went smoothly, thanks to your soup." Behind me, Ryan stumbled out clutching his stomach, face green. On results day, Ethan insisted on joining the educated youth group checking the board. "Sophia, you made it. Nanjing University." He lifted me spinning as cheers erupted. Jason got into Peking University while others achieved their dreams too. Only Ryan failed, sitting shell-shocked under the notice board as Emily yanked his collar screaming, "There's fraud. You were supposed to get in." Her tantrums drew scorn from the crowd. Everyone else accepted their results quietly. Ryan finally snapped, "Stop howling," as onlookers muttered about sore losers. Emily grew even more agitated. "Did you intentionally fail the exam to give the spot to that bitch Sophia? You still can't forget her. I'll beat you to death. You heartless jerk." Upon hearing my name, Ethan immediately shielded me from the crowd. Their commotion attracted security, who ejected them from the scene. Holding Ethan's hand, I approached them. Might as well bring a bodyguard to avoid collateral damage. Ryan. That day when I saw you finish the mung bean soup so quickly. I poured my own portion into your bowl too. Guess it still wasn't enough. Don't blame Emily. She just expects too much from her husband. Emily paled. She'd thought her laxative didn't work. Never imagining I'd fed it all to her husband. Ryan finally connected the dots and slapped her hard across the face. Whatever happened afterward didn't concern me. Returning to Smith Village. My father-in-law draped red banners from the village entrance to our house, hosting a banquet for the entire community. The local authorities praised the village head during their assembly after learning about my university admission, even having me share study techniques. Former skeptics now begged me to tutor their children. My biological father tried basking in reflected glory until someone mocked, "Everyone knows you favored your other daughter. Sophia doesn't even acknowledge you anymore." The shame kept him housebound for days. When September came, Ethan relocated near my campus as a self-employed entrepreneur, running a small department store. He insisted on daily chaperoning and home-cooked meals despite his busy schedule. According to my mother-in-law, Emily and Ryan fought constantly after returning to the village, desperate to return to the city. Ironically, the educated youth repatriation policy soon granted their wish without requiring college degrees, though no job placements followed. I shrugged. Let them go. Their real hardships were just beginning. Ryan's older brother and sister-in-law had already claimed the family apartment, forcing the couple to sleep on a narrow balcony. Outmatched physically and verbally, Emily could only swallow her pride, while Ryan prepared to retake college entrance exams unemployed. She scraped by through odd jobs. To everyone's surprise, Ryan actually got into Nanjing University the following year. During orientation week, Emily spotted me and crowed, "See? I knew Ryan would make it. What good is your degree anyway? You'll never find decent work as a woman. What about you? More odd jobs?" I countered. "Ryan will get me a stable government job. My suffering's finally over." I smiled. Sweet dreams. As an orientation volunteer, I showed Ryan to his dorm. "Sophia," he said, "now that we're at the same school, feel free to ask for help anytime. Are you delusional, Ryan?" His grin widened. "I know you're pretending to hate me because of Emily, but you've always been my motivation. We finally attend the same university. My wife doesn't need your help." Ethan materialized, glowering like a broody hen. He'd insisted on living near campus precisely to prevent such encounters. Linking arms with him, I teased, "Jealous again? Fine. I'll ignore him completely." Promising a movie date smoothed his ruffled feathers. Cherishing my hard-won education, I graduated with honors and joined the provincial education department. Meanwhile, Ethan's business thrived. We upgraded to a 3-story villa with all modern appliances. Colleagues warned me to keep that rich husband in check. But his insecurity manifested differently, imposing curfews, personally escorting me to gatherings, constantly seeking reassurance. When Emily learned about our villa, she stormed in with our parents. "Shouldn't daughters support their elders? Let them live here or I'll report you to the Education Bureau." In this filial piety-obsessed society, public shaming could destroy careers. My image-conscious father brokered a deal: either let them stay indefinitely, or pay 100,000 yuan to build them a new house back home. They chose the latter without hesitation. Living alone here couldn't compare to returning home to show off. Emily's scheme fell through, leaving her pinning hopes on Ryan to make enough money for her to enjoy car rides and villa living. Ryan became a university professor after graduation. A respectable career. But the good times didn't last. Rumors soon reached me about Ryan's first love, Vivian Cheen. He'd taken her place being sent to the countryside during the youth movement, only for Vivian to marry shortly after his departure. Now divorced with a daughter, she'd returned seeking his help. Ryan pitied Vivian, providing living expenses and job assistance. He even brought them home, formally recognizing Vivian's daughter as his godchild. When Emily discovered this, she pushed Vivian down the stairs. Furious, Ryan dragged Emily to the hospital for apologies. Whatever happened in that hospital room left Emily with slapped cheeks and fleeing to their hometown for paternal support. But their father wouldn't risk offending Ryan for his useless daughter, sending her back that very night. That weekend, persistent knocking interrupted my solitude. "What brings you here?" I asked, finding Ryan at my doorstep bearing gifts. Politely keeping him outside, I demanded, "State your business." "Sophia, I heard you're now the Education Bureau section chief. Could you put in a word with the university?" He'd been suspended over ethics complaints backed by evidence. "I can't help." I moved to shut the door. Ryan blocked it with his leg, wincing in pain. "Believe me, Sophia, there's nothing between Vivian and me. Why should I care? I'm not your wife." I knew their affair all too well. In my past life, Vivian had appeared earlier, playing the victim. My sympathy turned to horror when she revealed designs on Ryan. Though devastated, I'd secured stable work through self-education, negotiated divorce with half his assets, and bought my own car, only for jealous Emily to orchestrate my fatal crash. "You used to love me, bringing me meals until Emily ruined everything." Delusions. I never cared. Ryan clenched his fists. "Think your husband's saintly? He's bought informants at your university, monitoring who you speak with, threatening anyone getting close." "I know." My calm reply stunned him. "I adore his single-minded devotion. Better than your wandering eyes." Ryan left defeated. Closing the door, I spotted Ethan watching silently. Pork ribs for dinner, braised or sweet and sour. He casually took my hand home. Mid-meal, I noticed his intense gaze. "Something on my face? Would you leave me?" We spoke simultaneously. "You heard. I don't mind his methods." Ethan looked skeptical. "I know you. You'll vanish the moment I blink." He understood my vengeful streak against Emily and willingness to cut off family. "Truly. I know about the dean you had fired for harassing me. The senior who courted me? The one found beaten in a sack? Keep loving me, and I'll stay." Ethan's clouded expression cleared. "Always, my love." Ryan kept his job. Personal misconduct couldn't warrant dismissal, but became professionally sidelined, barred from promotions. Emily fell for Vivian's business scam, getting her legs crippled by anti-vagrancy patrols en route to Guangzhou. Now legally bound to support his disabled wife forever. Ryan couldn't divorce. Vivian remarried a 60-year-old Guangdong tycoon, only to be